Hello again, I'm doing another video. This time it will be, can't really see me very well, sorry, bathing at home. Now obviously our setup is made to accommodate bathing your dog professionally, so I'll try and adapt it the best that I can for you at home. I've got Coco again. She has had a haircut because she was getting very hot and bothered, which I'm sure a lot of your dogs are at home too that are growing out their coats. I'm really sorry. But I'll just quickly run through what we'll be using today. If you have a short haired dog at home, we highly recommend that you use one of these, which is a Zoom Groom by Kong. They're really quite affordable. I think they're about £6, something like that. But you just sort of rub it in a circular motion on the coat and it lifts up any of the dead coat that might be there. However, for Coco today, we'll be using a bath sponge. Don't get it mixed up with your butt washing one though, hey? And I have already diluted the shampoo. The shampoo which we use is Millie's. We do sell it here and you can buy it online. I'll just show you the one I'll be using today. It's this one. Now obviously we use 5 litre shampoos because we use a lot of it. However, it comes in 500ml, which should actually last you quite a while because you can dilute it if you want to. But we do find that when you buy it from the retail bottles that it's better that you don't dilute it too much so that you get a good lather. Coco looks a bit of a mess at the moment, so I've just given her a really rough hairdo just to get this coat off because it makes it quicker when it comes to drying for her. So again, I would suggest that you either keep a collar on or you have a slip lead, and I'm pretty sure nobody's really got hooks on their wall in their bathroom, I hope. So probably get somebody to give you a hand just to comfort your dog and just to hold on to them safely for you. So always make sure that with the water, it's not too hot. You really want it to be a comfortable temperature because dogs can't really regulate their body temperature very much. So if you're using hot or cold shampoo, you could run the risk of your dog getting hyper or hypothermia. So you don't want either of those really. Now Coco shakes when she's in the bath, just ignore her. It's not that she doesn't like it, which, well, maybe she doesn't like it, but she tends to be a very good girl. So I would suggest that if you're using a shower head to hold it quite close to the skin when you've got the right temperature, just to stop any of the spraying and to hopefully quit some of the mess that might be made. You just want to really wet the body as much as you can, all around the bottom, feet, legs, body. Did I say body? I might have already said body. Okay, and then I'll show you the tricky bit when it comes to the head next. Use your hands as well to feel where you're going and what you're doing. Make sure that you also have a bath mat or a non-slip thing in the bottom of your bath, so maybe even an old towel just to stop your dog from slipping around and also scratching any of your surfaces in your bathroom. Right, so with the head, what I do is I cover the eyes completely and just do the top of the head so the water runs down across the back of the body. Now around the face, I cover the side of the nose and I just go along the sides of the face, missing the ears. Don't put any water inside the ears because you run the risk of getting an ear infection. Well, not you, the dog. So with ears, I hold the ear flat in my hand and I can feel the top of the earlobe there. So I tend to actually close the ear, just over the top. Especially if you've got a spaniel, don't forget the bottoms of the ears here because they get really manky. Especially if they like to feed their ears as well when they're having their dinner. Just keeping the water and any shampoo and things away from the eyes and the ears. And nose, don't want to drown. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off for now. And what I'm going to do is I've mixed it in a mixing jug, which is very useful when it comes to doing this job because you can just pour it on. I would highly recommend that you wear something waterproof. I've got one of our aprons on, covering me up, which isn't actually that waterproof to be honest, but they look nice, so So maybe don't use your mum's favourite baking apron or anything. So I've poured the majority of it over. Now what I am going to do, good girl, is dip this in the suds so it soaks up. You can see, that's nice. Most of it's gone. And I'm going to use that around the head. Again, keeping away from the eyes. Always give it a good scrub around the mush because that's what gets proper manky. Good girl. As you can see, this gets a really good lather. And we love a good lather, don't we? There you go. If you hear any barking, it's because Viva, Coco's mum, is here, our other dog. And as soon as she hears a noise, she likes to shout about it. So please ignore her. And again, just scrub all over the body. Don't forget legs, feet. Good girl, please don't look at Coco. Now it is completely safe for dogs, this shampoo. It's 100% natural. So if they lick it, which really try not to let them do, it's not going to cause them an awful lot of harm. Whenever I bath dogs, I think it's because I've been down, it really makes my nose run quite a lot. So please ignore me if I'm sniffling. It's okay if your dog wants to stand up like this, as long as they're not trying to jump out, because obviously that's the last thing that you want to happen. Scrub the feet. Go. So soapy now. Okay. Now I'll just show you what I meant with the Zoom Groom. Now you can also use these on coats like cockapoos and stuff. I do find it is quite good. It's lovely and soft and gentle. Just really soft rubber there. You can just get a good scrub going. There you go. Good girl. Sit down then. Good girl. Okay, I'm going to turn the shower back on. If your dog is going to shake, a little tip that we have is just to place your hand on the back of their neck there. It does tend to stop their shake. You can also hold them by the tail gently if they've managed to start the shake and you haven't caught it in time. When you're bathing at home, always make sure that you get all of the suds out because that can cause wet eczema and lots of skin issues if you don't. It's really satisfying when you bath your dog actually, and all the dirty water runs off. It's part of the bit of a weird one, but it's part of the dog that I enjoy. Sorry if the picture's not very clear, it's quite difficult to try and record this. Let me see if I can. Oh no, it's soap on the thing now, hang on. I'll have to do some editing. Okay, that's a bit better. And like I said, cover the eyes, push it back. Ears flat. Ears flat. Round the mouth, not going up the nose, or as far back as the ear hole. On the other side. Go. So with this shampoo again, because it doesn't contain any nasties, it's tear free. So it should mean they should have no irritation at all from eyes or ears. Well, eyes. Anybody will get irritated with anything in their ears. Don't forget bum holes. I'll give those bum holes a good scrubbing. Okay. How you good girl? Very good girl. So all the water is running clear now. Looks like when we were showering her, that's always a good sign. It means that all the soapies are out. Now what we use here at the salon is a super absorbent towel, which is like synthetic chamois or synthetic chamois, which really does soak up so much water, and it will really help you, especially if you've been on a wet walk, maybe not so much a muddy walk, it's been raining and the dog's soaking wet. These are brilliant for absorbing loads of the water. What you don't want to do as well is to leave your dog wet for too long, because obviously then they start shivering and getting a bit cold. You can use this to wring the ears out. Obviously don't pinch too hard, it's going to hurt them. And use a good scrub. Good girl. Oh dear. Now fortunately Coco doesn't have an awful lot of coat, so it's not really going to take too long to dry her today. But that's the next thing that I'm going to do, is I'm just going to start off by showing you how I would dry her if I was at home, if I don't have the equipment that we have here, because I don't think that's fair to show you with that. Which is obviously just a hairdryer and a towel and a brush. So I'm going to get Coco out now, and I will pop her on the table and show you what to do next. Okay, so here we are with a wet soggy dog. So just to show you, I'm just using a normal hairdryer. This one I think we actually bought from a grooming suppliers. So it might maybe be a little bit more high tech, I don't really know. I'm going to be using a soft brush, which is like a soft bristle brush, to start with, because she doesn't have a lot of coat. Okay, she's cold. Have a lot of coat at the moment, so I don't want to be brushing with anything too hard until she dries a little bit. So I will just show you what I do to start with. I'll stop the video, and then I will come back to you. Oh, got to plug it in. So I'm just going to rough dry first of all over. Now obviously a lot of dogs don't like it around their head. So what you can do is just to put your hand over their ear and just cover that up a little bit. I'm going to use the soft brush. Soft brush just to split the curls a little bit. It does help when drying. So with head, I'm just going to show you how to do the head. So what I do is I cover the eyes again, and I just go ever so gently. Now you can turn it down, which obviously maybe a little bit more comfortable for your dog. Again, you can hold the ears down, the dog allows you. Don't stress too much if you can't really dry around the head, because it's quite uncomfortable for them. So I'm going to carry on drying now, and I'll come back to you once she's dry. What I did also mean to say is with hair dryers, keep them on a lukewarm setting, not the coldest and absolutely not the hottest. If you find your hairdryer is getting too hot, please do make sure that you turn it down. And also, if your dog isn't enjoying the experience of being dried, I would suggest that you turn the hairdryer down, get somebody to help you and comfort you. Not you, get you to comfort the dog. And you can also keep drying with a towel as well, and that will speed up the drying process. Right, I'm going to carry on. Okay, here we are, we're almost completely dry. Now you can change over to the slightly tougher brush, just to make sure. She's going to get cheeky now, because this is what she does. Once she's had a bath, she then likes to tell me off after and tell me how horrible I am. And just to make sure that you're brushing your dog's coat out, if they're not completely 100% dry and it's a nice day outside, don't worry too much about them being, you know, completely bone dry, because that's okay. Would you stop being naughty? Get down, good girl. So just make sure you brush the coat out completely, especially around the head, because that can get quite matted, and around the muzzle as well. Good girl. There we go. Okay, Also, once your dog is dry, so maybe later on in the evening or something like that, then go back over them with a comb just to make sure that you've got all of the knots out and that they're nice and dry. So that's it for today for me and Coco. Hopefully it's been quite useful. I felt a little bit useless really, to be honest, but never mind. Hopefully you'll pick some tips up, and I'll have a little think about what else we can do video wise to help you. So thank you.